Ladies and gentlemen, I can't believe that I'm saying this here as we're in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage here, the platform where all wrestling matters here. We've had Street Stompers members on, but we haven't had our guest in a year. I can't believe where has time flown in a calendar year. And I was speaking with the guys quite a bit about this, and they were like, "Yeah, it's been a year." And I'm like, "Well, maybe it might be the perfect day to bring everybody on here. Everybody's got holiday shopping. Everybody saw Gladiator like I did. Maybe you're getting ready for football. Maybe you watch too much football. Maybe you're still stuffed with turkey. Well, I'm gonna energize you because our guests here, guests in plural, are going to not only be in the ring tomorrow, we're going to recap what they have been doing over the past several months. It has helped them claim gold. It has helped them travel place to place, sea to shining sea. And we're going to talk about some familiar faces. How about last week's guest, those Brooklyn Prodigies? I don't know if I'll ask them if they'll get their own music like the Prodigies, but we'll make sure that this definitely doesn't get screwy here. We're going to certainly talk about other Stompers members like Mr. T3. Always got to bring him up. And of course, Mr. DVG, and he's important because, well, that War Games match we're going to start off with that. We're going to talk about what happened at that cannabis show. I know T3 spoke about it, but now I'm going to talk to the guys about that. And plus, what about this company here? Could we see the guys back in DBW? I don't know. I got some DBW announcements, and I've got something for these guys that they have no idea what's in store for. So we're going to certainly give them that. Let's just say, I hope that they won't stomp a mud hole in me after I give it to them. But, it's kind of when I did my intro of the guys, when I taped it originally, the Lions were stomping a mud hole in the Bears. But then what wound up happening was the Bears, for whatever reason, stomped a mud hole in their own clock management. And they wound up firing their coach. But I don't want to get fired off Sportswire Radio tonight. So I want to make sure I get this show on the road. I want to make sure I give these guys the introduction that they deserve. Because, the first time I had them on, we weren't quite in prime time, but now we certainly are in prime time. Now we are here in the brightest lights, and we are most certainly here on the biggest stage, and these guys have done a outstanding job. And I see one guy here in the chat that I might have to ask them about a little something where maybe somebody's getting married and having a super show. I'll hold that thought. I don't want to spoil what I will be asking, but I'm sure that they pretty much know what's coming. But you want to hear the intro. They most certainly want to hear it, because if they don't hear that intro, they're going to definitely stomp a mud hole in me. So I want to make sure that I don't have that happen. And I want to give these guys an introduction because they have been a phenomenal tag team. They have been killing it up and down the Northeast over the past year since our first time we met. So now it is time to give them that introduction here on Sportswire Radio, the #1 global radio station where all wrestling matters. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get this show on the road. And let's see if I can do just half as good as DVG. I'll never be half as good as DVG, but I'm going to try here right now. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the show on the road. So, with that, wait for it. Further ado here on the Sports Report. #1 global sports show. One of the premier tag teams in the Northeast and up and down the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, their names are simply put from the street Stompers. Rob, Blade, and Richie.
I love it.
My friends, how are we doing?
What it do, man?
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Well, ask my voice after we're off the air. I don't know if my voice will be doing as great, but I can't believe it's been a year.
Oh, it's
been a while, man.
It's been a long while, but it's
been a hot skip in a minute. I mean, T3's been here a bunch of times. DVG's been here a bunch of times. Even your friends or frenemies or whatever you want to call them, the Brooklyn Prodigies were here last week.
Yeah. I mean, family fight.
I think they were going to make it because a few days earlier they forgot to show up, and then they showed up, and then it was like, okay, well, we got to get the Street Stompers after that.
They got it together. They made sure they show face. They got to show face.
What do they say? When there's a will, there's a way, and they found a way. But how we doing, fellas? How was Thanksgiving? First of all, I should ask that. How was Thanksgiving?
It was cool.
It was nice, relaxing.
It was good. You didn't stop a mud hole on anybody out there, actually?
Nah, we took a day off.
Oh, you did. Well, you know, that's very nice of you guys to take a day off.
We did a lot of those.
Butts. You know, that was really good. But obviously, it's good to see everybody here. Happy Thanksgiving. Happy Black Friday, Cyber Monday. Hope you saw Gladiator. Hope you saw Mona 2, whatever it might be. But it is good to be with you, gentlemen. Yeah, we'll get into that later. But obviously, it has been a hot skip in a minute. And I want to start off here. I got the poster for tomorrow's show. We're going to definitely spend a lot of time on that. Going to talk about some other things, but I think I want to set the tables because for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, the brightest lights on the biggest stage here, where all wrestling matters, Sportzwire Radio. You know, the last time I spoke with Street Stompers members, Mr. T3 Thomas Taft, and, well, let's say Mr. DVG, we spoke about a war game style match you were a part of in Ohio for Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. And you guys were pretty victorious, and I'm going to put that match up here because we literally just got it right off the presses. Thanks, DVG. And I want to talk to the audience about how did it feel to get that huge victory because it was certainly a lot was said about you guys, but you came, you went, and you conquered the collective.
I'll go first.
Hey, man. It was awesome and painful. Very painful.
No, good.
Well,
yeah. We had never walked up the thing again.
You guys were gonna just sit on the couch and just roll over?
Nah.
we gotta get to work the next day.
Nah. But for that match, it was like a year in the making because before we re-met in May of this year, we kind of met in December before the new year even took place when we had that, parking lot.
Thomas was talking about that from his last appearance on Sportswire, which was in July. We were speaking about that whole situation when he was a referee. So this is
we was trying to be classy gentlemen and introduce ourselves, but they wanted to strike first because they heard of us. We didn't actually have heard of them at the time, so we was like, "How you doing?" But then they
everybody
got us in the parking lot brawl.
Let's be honest. You guys have won championships. You guys have been up and down the circuit. Who hasn't heard of you with this?
So they was trying to strike first. So they wasn't trying to get struck first. So they, threw the first punch, and then we didn't see them for a couple months. But then we found where they was at. We found out where they was hiding, and we found them in Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots all the way up in Ohio. The good place.
Bridgeport, Ohio. Bridgeport, Ohio.
Yes.
I didn't realize there was anything other than was it Bridgeport Tires or something like that, or Bridgeport, Connecticut?
It's a lot of Bridgeport. You got Bridgeport, Connecticut. I think it's even a Bridgeport, Jersey, or Pennsylvania, or something like that. But it's a lot. It's a lot of Bridgeports everywhere. But
wow, that's good thing was you didn't go to the wrong Bridgeport. You said you went to the right one.
Man, it's a lot of back ways and cuts and different ways to get there. So it's not if it's your first time going out there.
Well, the DVD, if I'm not mistaken, he did the driving, right? He did the driving.
So that's why you were going to make navigation already set, so we wasn't getting lost.
And he wasn't too happy about the driving. We spoke about this a few days before the show. He was, not too thrilled about the car ride.
Man, because it's 5 hours there, it's 5 hours back. Because he counting from when he got to drive from home, pick us up from the station, then drive. So I get that. I definitely get that.
Well, The good news was that you guys were victorious. And let me ask you one
That's all that
question.
matters. That's all that matters, Tom.
What did Herman Edwards famously said? You play to win the games, and you guys wrestle to wrestle and win the matches. That's what
They were sleeping on us. They was like, oh no, we outnumber them. We was like, ha ha ha, have no fear. We have somebody else. And that person was DVG.
So not so fast, my friend. But let me ask you a question before I put the match up. And we were speaking about this with DVG, and then T3 came in, and he did his usual T3, antics for self. But how did you guys prepare for something as intense like this? I know I spoke to DVG about it, but for you guys, I mean, with this feud as long as it has been, how did you guys prepare for this?
We just been
studying, watching film, and also kind of just adding, more pounds on us because we're facing big guys. And
I know them from the Pennsylvania wrestling circuit. At least it's Day Jameson. I know him a little bit.
And they hit hard. We don't ask for, hits all, but what I'm saying, we're preparing to take the punt. Like we're preparing it, for a football game or basketball. It's going to be physical. So we're preparing and prepping our minds and bodies. That's going to be really, really physical. So we gotta not even lay down, but we gotta get back up because we know we continue to fight because we know they're big guys. They hit heavy. We want to get knocked down. They could truck us like this, freaking football pad, like one of them linemen do the little block and train.
It's like if a train is coming down the station and you're gonna go face the train, that's kind of like the same thing. So obviously you guys prepared.
We won this time.
Was there were you guys putting yourself into a certain mindset? Because a war game style match, I mean, there's very few people that could say, I know we're going to see it tomorrow in Vancouver, but I mean, very few people get to say they're in a war games match. So was it like a preparation or a mindset you guys had to put yourselves in to prepare for that?
Yeah, best first for like cardio, just don't get gassed out because in that match you have to wait for all of the participants to get in before the actual match starts. So our game plan was just to try to outsmart them when they was coming in the ring because we kind of had the advantage, and it worked. Well,
that's why we're showing the match. I don't know.
But I say that when you see it in the work, you see what for the mindset for that. We, like I said in the beginning, to watch a film, but for this particular match being our first War Games match, we had to realize, think, and know that we're going into this, as the Stompers that we are, but we're going to be leaving out different, very different from when we came in. We also had that mindset as well. Of like, either win or lose, we're going to be different coming out this joint.
That's a good point because I know I spoke about this with DVG and then, Mr. T3 came in and, it kind of did set the tables for, I think, what's going to come for you guys for what's left of this year and certainly going into next year. So it's a huge victory. And again, how many people can say they're in a War Games match? And you guys, maybe the Bloodlines can contact you guys on actually how to be a part of this.
I mean, hey, you never know. You never know who you know.
Well, DVG is the one that has like 79 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm sure there's one of those members, probably.
Hey, you never know who you might run into. When we was at the show, one of his subscribers was at the show, and they was glad to meet him in person. And I'm like,
he's got 79,000 subscribers on YouTube. Listen, we have a guy, James Taylor, who was here yesterday, 90,000 followers on TikTok. I mean, listen, guys like this, you don't know who's following. You just don't know, You
just don't. You don't know. Like I tell Rob every day, bro. Like we don't know who's watching us. Yeah, we can take a guess, but good or bad, we don't know who's watching. But we know they watch it. We know they know who we are. We just gotta.
I know who you are, and I want to put the match up because because you guys won the match, and it's always good to put up. You guys won, so let me do that. I'm gonna go past the intro because it was a big video package, and we thank you. We thank him for that. But let me go like this. Let me go and take this off the screen. I'm gonna go put this on the screen. That's the magic of technology. By the way, that's also what's changed since last time. We have a share the screen that I figured out. We're gonna show some matches. We're gonna go have some fun. Go like this. Oh, right here, take
Shout
this
out
up.
to DVG too for doing this
DVG.
good old edit right here, filming the
DVG
match.
is the
You got
best.
some good
Without
work.
My
DVG,
guy.
well, without DVG, we wouldn't be watching this. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew the outcome of it because you guys posted on social media, but we wouldn't have a match like this. And we have it, and it's pretty intense. Like to be going into this now, you see this like it's like really like it looks like more intense than it even is on the screen. I bet.
Man, with the feeling just watching this beginning of it, being in the back, was just like, all right, here we go.
Yeah, go time.
It's just like waiting for coach to tell me to play. Like, all right, we about to run.
Is it me or is that cage look like almost like it touches the almost the roof of the building there? Like you see that like the cage and the roof?
Yeah, it's kind
the
of like
ceiling. That's it. The
The
ceiling.
little
It almost looks like it touches the ceiling. It's almost geesh. I mean, what are you guys in like a 1940s building?
it looked nice.
It's definitely old, but
Yeah, I could see that. It's definitely old, but
I don't know if it's that old, but yeah.
You know what it reminds? I'm gonna say Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots will never work with Sportswire, but no, it's a funny thing. It reminds me of when I played CYO basketball as a kid. We had 2 gyms, and there was we would play upstairs. Would be like the second. Like we wouldn't practice there often, but we go all the way up. And we play like it was like a dark, dingy room, and you'd have the basketball court, and it was just like, yeah, that's where I'm gonna go when like, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned, and Lucille is gonna like crack me over the head, which he wanted to for a lot in those years. But that's what it reminds me. It was a dark, dingy, and this is what it looks like here. But Thomas Taft, Mr. T3 himself, is definitely here, and we're starting the match out.
Yeah, but this young man that he's facing, Dave Jamison, very, very talented.
Yes, he's in PWX. I've seen him there in PWX.
We're going, we probably ended up there soon too. So
well, you just missed Patrick Sandwell, who was here last week, right after the Prodigies.
Yeah.
But I mean, so when you're watching him in the ring, Dave Jamison, and then you're seeing Mr. T3. What notes are you taking from this?
It's definitely a fast-paced match between the two.
And the speed and the agility. So once we have to face them, we know that what we have to look out for. So in this particular moment right here, when Tav is in control, he's not easy to go down. You really gotta keep pounding the ground in on this young man. And just it's a drain, and I think it's a strategy for him. But once it was supposed to be the time for one of us to make the rounds, we already know that we had to stay on top of him and not let him get up. You know what I mean?
Would you
ground him?
Ground and pound was the famous words when the New York Jets actually won games, when they would ground and pound you. But that's a different show for a different time, because that's not happening anytime soon. But did you guys feel good about the fact that T3 was starting off the match? That kind of a little bit.
Yeah, most definitely. I think it set the tone for what we do later on in the match, and what the story outcome is to be. We was very comfortable. And it was no back and forth of who was going to start the match. We was like, boom, he's going to start. It was definitely cool. Definitely cool with that stuff. Oh, it's cuss.
It looks such like an intense environment here. Have you been in an environment here? Now we see you come out here, and you're about to go.
Yeah,
in
the
here.
crowd was not on outside.
They was born out the building.
But that was giving us more motivation. See, when I come in,
really?
Just stay on them, and boom. I already knew what I was going to do.
Why did that give you more fuel that the crowd was not fond of you guys for whatever reason?
Because every time we come out, before even this match even took place, we was beating up their favorite tag team. They didn't give us a chance to even open up or even show what we can do. It was always go back to DC. Or the collective's going to beat you down or stuff like that. So in this match, they was already, on the collective side. So we decided to come out and just like embrace the hate, embrace it, and they didn't like that at all. And the more we was like loving it, they was getting more rowdy.
Is that different from even when you won the ATCW tag titles? Is that different from other events in that like you had a mindset that you knew was maybe different than other places? I mean, certainly a different mindset than when we've seen you in DBW, which I will definitely get to. But like, did that maybe give you a different mindset? We see the Banana Man Lestat, who, by the way, is also the PWX champion there. So there's the PWX, thing there. But
we also fought Lestat in Enterprise as well. So we got a history with Lestat.
So what's Lestat? I've spoke a little bit about Lestat. I had Andrew Lovelace here last week. I spoke about Lestat with Godric Sandwell. So what kind of competitor is Lestat for you guys?
He got power. He can toss you across the ring.
As you can see right here too, when you got Thomas Taft in the corner, he got quickness. See, a lot of big men, you don't expect a lot of big men to have that quickness. Yeah. They're not going to show it when they need to show it. They're going to bring it out. And watch this right here. Boom, uppercut. Yeah. Power within that uppercut right there.
Something tells me that Roland Havoc or Big Tex aren't going to be.
We told the ref for both of those gentlemen too.
Oh, I know that. And Big Tex was in the chat yesterday, so I had to slide a Big Tex reference. But
it was no different, but it was like it was more because we was in this war environment. It was like he leaned into it more.
Like, it just is such a like that cage.
He's very talented as well.
Oh, listen, Day Jameson and Day Jameson was in one of my streams actually about a month ago, so I know a little bit about him. But just to me, this building is fascinating. And then here you come out, Rob. You decided to show up.
That was your fault.
That wasn't my fault, bro.
You put on the rope.
Well, you're here now. It doesn't matter because it's all.
It's not going there.
Ring. Yeah. But tell us now what we're seeing right now. Nice little double suplex.
Double team with Rob and Tav right here with a double suplex on Dayton. This is what I mean about stay on him. Look at this. I didn't see him kip up. I'm still focusing on the stat. Boom.
But there's
right here. Boom. Just took us all out. I'm just like, I know damn well that it just didn't happen.
Well, it just did. I mean, it just did.
Shocking, right?
So I knew right then and there that you just can't not let up on these two guys right here. On the collective in general, you got to beat them down. Like they're kind of beating us down right here. We took a
that's why you wanted Mr. T3 to start the match because he's almost like in baseball, the leadoff hitter. He's your Mookie Betts that goes out there and starts the game off, and you want to get on base, and that's what he was trying to do for you guys to wear whatever you could down of Day Jameson and certainly Lestat now, the Destroyer, Amapo. I don't know much about, so tell me.
Ampo?
Ampo. Tell me about it.
Another powerhouse.
Another powerhouse that we met. This is now him and Lestat was the two guys that started all this back in Chambers when they attacked us when we was just trying to introduce ourselves, and we found out very, very quickly that
it's a no-no.
It's a no-no, and it's on site with these two gentlemen. If you're in their way and you're a threat to them, they're gonna try their best to beat you down and take you out of the picture. But we wasn't going like that. As a team,
we got back on our feet and fought.
And then we went to their home and took over Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots. That's where they was grinding at. That's where they was trying to, uplift that brand.
Well, they had the crowd. Well, you know what? If I said to you, I'm going to tell you something, you're going to probably be like, well, Tom, why would you ask me this question? Maybe they had more pressure on them because the crowd was behind them because, I see you got a Steelers hat. I know we got football fans out there, and sometimes in football, what do we see all the time in the playoffs these last several years? The team with the home field advantage doesn't always win, and maybe sometimes it's difficult to have the crowd behind you. And speaking to people that are behind you now, and Mr. DVG
this
boy,
the guy right here, and this is where the strategy kicks in. This is where it all, takes fold. My man came in there with the handcuffs. You about to see we took the handcuffs and we just strapped them down
to the ropes.
and we beat them down
senselessly.
It wasn't going nowhere.
I gotta say the handcuffs were clever, fellas. That was a clever
idea. That was the team.
We're not gonna ask on air whose idea it was, but whoever's idea it was that was clever. I have to say.
That was a team effort. I ain't going through my own thing, but that was a team effort.
Right?
It took weeks to plan this. It took weeks to plan it, so
not weeks.
So I've had DVG on a couple times. I had him on most recently when we were preparing for this match. I've had Taft on a bunch of times. So what is DVG other than driving you guys to the shows? What has he brought to the group?
Say it again. What has he brought?
What has DVD brought to the group that's added this new element to you guys?
More than his voice,
his skill. I mean, his ability to get around that ring.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
The way he handled himself in the ring.
The way he handled himself outside the ring. His creativity. His passion. Yeah. Passion has a lot to do with this. And
good point. We were speaking about that yesterday on Sportswire. It was James Taylor was talking about passion, and that was a good point there. And he has that passion.
Friendship, guidance, because he's older than me. I think Rob is older than him, but he still brings.
But you're the guys that have more ring experience than I would think that would be the guys mentoring him.
He's a quick learner.
He's a quick learner. He still brings off that cousin vibe to us. Yeah. We're all in the car and we're bonding and we're talking more about than wrestling, and we're talking about other stuff outside of that. It brings us more closer, and you can see all of us bring out something that we wouldn't bring out around other people because mainly when we're at these events, we're at work. You know, we still have fun, we still talk to people, but still
we gotta be professional,
right? You know, at the end, right, everywhere we go. But when
he brings something because of his outside success, sure. And we see here William Renee, and tell me what we're seeing with him.
Oh God, William Renee, he came in there like a house of fire, and now.
Well, obviously, he was the last one to come in. Of course,
he was the last one. You see, he's taking the handcuffs off him. They're about to, get ready. They was mad that we handcuffed them. You see, he just trucked us
after that.
He just trucked us right to the cage, and it was easy. I'm not saying that we skinny, but we're skinny but deadly. I call myself the Slim Reaper. Oh God, that was it.
The Slim Reaper.
Reaper.
Are you asking for me to use that in future appearances? Seems like it. But...
I mean, hey, I haven't promoted it yet or brought it out there.
Well, we'll see what the chat thinks about it because
you can't call both of us the Slim Reapers, but
I know that. That I know.
I'm just a lethal weapon, man.
Oh, the mad scientist. I don't know. I'll take either one.
Let me ask you though, how painful was that cage?
It wasn't too painful, but it was
painful
afterwards. You felt it afterwards. You didn't feel it right then and there.
But look
at right there in the standoff. We just had a moment. We just started going.
What a moment this was! This was just epic. This was just cinematic.
Yeah.
I mean, just wow. That was really well timed.
And to go back to what you said earlier about DVG. DVG has brought out more in us that we knew that we had, but we haven't brought out in a long time. So he helped us so much into what we are today as a team and as a whole. So my man,
big thanks to
appreciate you. Thomas Tav,
another one
that we added to the group late last year, but tremendously has brought out
the best in us.
The truly best in us. Been more giving us more creative things to do that we wasn't even thinking about doing. So hats off to you, my guy. Appreciate you.
Much love to you, Tav.
Let me ask you guys this question on that, because you make an interesting point as we're watching the match here of the Street Stompers versus the Collective. We have two members of the Street Stompers here with us, Rob Blade and Richie Blanco. The guys are here for the first time in a year. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally, where all wrestling matters. Where would you guys be without DVG and Thomas Taft? Where do you guys think you'd be? I hate to ask it that way, but you spoke so glowingly of them. I expected you to do that, but I mean, do you guys think you'd be the same places? What do you think would be without them?
I think truly, I think we wouldn't be at the same places. We would be at a few new places, but it would have been a little bit more difficult to do. I mean, yes, we travel, especially with by Greyhound or flying such and like that, but things closer to us that's driving, we'll probably get one of my cousins or another one of my relatives, or a person that wants to help pitch, help out the group just by doing that. But we wouldn't be able to do the pro wrestling cheap shots without. I'm just going to be real with that. Without DVG, and then with Thomas Taft,
sure,
we would have still been there, but just bringing him in with us with pro wrestling cheap shots and giving us longevity story that we did throughout the summer has made it even better and elevated all of us as we are today into individuals, into better human beings and professional wrestlers.
Oh, there's no question about that. And I have to ask you something. Going to be like, well, why would you ask that? The referee is Ian Graves. Ian Graves has been here on Sportswire Radio. He's another guy I know very well from PWX. And anything you want to share about this guy, Ian Graves? The referee. The referee.
That's in the ring?
The referee in the match is Ian Graves. Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't truly paying attention to who the referee was.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, that's a good thing then.
No, because it was like 3 of them, and we didn't know who was going to be our referee because it was like kind of
mixed up
a little bit because everybody was doing that. They didn't have the placement for them just yet, so we didn't know who our referee. We were just getting ready to get the match,
Well, speaking of
down
things
and
here,
ready.
How about this? Where you guys certainly. Let's go back. I want to play this with the crowd reaction. So just give us 1 second. I want to put this back. I want to go rewind it because I want to get your reactions. I want to play the crowd's reaction to this because this is where it's going to get really interesting here. So let's go like this.
Oh, big stop! What a big stop! Oh, wait a second. Getting him up, getting Dave Jamieson up, feeding him to Thomas Taft. And then the T3 cutter. T3 cutter going for the pin. This might be it, ladies and gentlemen. And yes, it is. The Stompers have won it.
Almost like a funeral there, pretty short.
They was
right?
They were really mad.
The Street Stompers have taken down the Collective. And the crowd not happy with this at all.
I'm almost afraid for you guys' safety there. Did you guys get home okay? Did people threaten to throw eggs at the car on the way home, or were they hurling profanities? I hope you guys.
No, they was throwing profanity. They was cussing us out. The little ones. This is the first time that we seen the parents just let them let them go. They were just cussing us out.
Which we don't appreciate, by the way.
We had one person crying.
I don't blame you. I'm certainly not going to be chanting that to you fellas, just to let you know tonight.
We let it be known that we're not the team to mess with.
I could see that, obviously. I could see that. But that's pretty intense, boy. I don't know if I've had on Jimmy Controversy. I've had on Tarzan Duran. I've had on, some guys that have been established too in the pro wrestling world, but I don't know if I've seen a match like this on Sportswire where, I've seen cheers. Like I saw RPD in the UK. I've seen the Tribal Cheese, big names there, but I don't know if I've seen something like this. This was like NWO, almost for our circuit. This was like Bloodline, like our Shield, early Shield Nexus. This is the kind of heat you guys had here. I'm glad you guys got home okay. I'm glad that I'm glad the car wasn't overturned or something like that. No, seriously. You may think I'm joking, but I'm not.
I know you're not joking. It happened before.
Well, that's why, because you have the fans. You're in. I'm going to say it. You're in some hicks in the South. Not the South, but you're in a rural town, and I'm sure you got some people and they have a certain, probably had a couple things in their mind, and you guys just destroyed their heroes, and it was intense.
Yeah. They in their feelings, men cry.
You made him cry.
That's what we do. We stop the competition and make them cry.
You're what you are called the street stompers, after all. You know, that's what you are. You're the street stompers. I mean, that's what the whole, point is. But okay, well, all right. Good feeling. And we'll let everybody come into the chat in a minute. I'm going to take this off the screen. But before I do that, I want to give a nice little plug because DVG is the man that we obviously helped with this, and he put the match up. So if you'd like to give him a sub, go to Destin Victor Glow. So if you watch this match, if you watched it, you can go hit a sub for him. So do me a favor. I've subbed to 3 from my pages to his YouTube channel. So I need everybody to do the same thing. Let's get him. He wants to get to 250. I want to get him to 500. I want to get him to 1,000. So go out there.
Go sub, man. Go sub.
You're going to see more match content. I'm going to put their content up here as well in a minute from their page. But it's very important that I like people to do that. So go out there. Please hit a sub for DVG. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Okay, so let me then take this off the screen. And let me ask you then this question. A victory like that, how big of a win is that going in to the end of this year and into next year?
Well, a very enormous win for us.
Highly, highly motivated to get into the new year with a big win like that. And I'm itching to do more things like that, to be honest with you. More new things that I haven't done yet. Like, a ladder match. We've done TLC matches, but I would like to do just a ladder match or like a tag team lumberjack match or something like that. But we'll see. We'll see. It gives us more motivation too, just to travel more to different promotions and showcase our talents.
What are your goals for 2025?
Definitely to travel more, to network more, to meet new people, to get involved with different companies, non-wrestling wise, wrestling wise.
And most of all, more gold.
Yes, sir.
More gold.
More gold.
Well, you guys got to get some more gold because you had the ATCW belts, and we'll definitely talk about that. But there's no question I see gold in the horizon. Maybe I see more cannabis shows in the horizon. But
most definitely will.
No. Listen, why not? I mean, listen, it's the wave of the future. I mean, and a lot of people show up to these things. Thomas was talking about it. I mean, like, listen, if people are there, I mean, like, why not? I mean, if it's something that you can network, it's all about networking, right?
All about talking to people too, being, especially being nice and being respectful. But you never know who you're going to run into in these type of events.
Oh, listen, I'll make you chuckle. When I was a kid, every Friday night when my father would come home from work, door would close, and I knew what he was doing. He was, he was having a joint. I mean, I think I did, but I remember when I was growing up as a kid, the door would close. That meant, okay, he was, that was, was what it was. He worked, it was hard growing up in Brooklyn. The prodigies you grew up in Brooklyn, they would know, so it was not easy. So I understand. It's all good. All right. So you know what? I want to do a couple things first. I want to get to the chat, but before I do that, I want to put up the Stompers Instagram page. Then I'm going to do the merchandise link, and then I'm going to do YouTube. So first of all, let's do Instagram because I see a bunch of people here on Instagram. So I'm going to take care of that right now. So let me go put up the guys' Instagram page. I'd really appreciate you give them a follow. Check them out, the Street Stompers _ Inc. 4. So there's 4 of them now. So you can obviously see that they're hungry wrestlers now with 6 years in this great sport. It was 5 last year, but it's 6 now. So don't hold it against them. And I do have something for the guys still in a little while. So let's make sure that we go give them a follow. So check them out. And there's the guys there. And how about this? There we go. Thank you, Ohio. And some great stuff. There's a merchandise link there. We'll put that up in a few minutes, but that's their Instagram page. Do me a favor. If you're here, I see a bunch of people on Twitter. I see a bunch of people on my internet radio station and here on YouTube. Go out there and just go hit a sub. So let's come into the chat. Zilla would like to say hello. How you doing, Zilla? Good to see you, Zilla. Zilla is enjoying the show. Now, I want to get to this guy because I knew he would be a topic of discussion. This guy's name is Chase Wakefield. Chase Wakefield, the Bitcoin billionaire. And now, I'm sure, he's your guy, but is he going to be your guy after what I'm about to tell you guys? So, I know. I'm not sandbagging him. But what I would like to let you guys know now, this guy Chase Wakefield, he's getting married next year. He's getting married in August of 2025, and he's hosting this Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. And, we were obviously talking and inviting people from all over the wrestling circuit, and he's got a bunch of different guys, Rad Dad, and some guys you've worked with in DBW. His most recent match, a announcement here, Brandon Costelli, the DBW champion, Silas Walker. Yes, he really looks like that. The Dawn's March, Andrew Lovelace, and D'Lo Smith, and Nikki Chooch. I mean, all guys you pretty much know, and a bunch of other people here are in it. And we got the Prodigies. We got a bunch of other people I'm sure will show up anyway. And, but we got this Chase Wakefield Wedding Invitational. And since you obviously say he's your guy, but first of all, have you been invited to this? And secondly, would you want to attend this wedding? And have you ever heard of a wedding and a wrestling show at the same time? I mean, this is just certainly... It's revolutionary, more or less.
Man, that is revolutionary. A wedding itself is, extravagant, but a wrestling wedding show,
wrestling wedding.
That's the first of its kind. Now,
he wants to have the greatest wrestling super show in history. That's his goal.
That is creative. To answer your question, no, we have not been invited. But
what? Well, you know what? Guess what? You've been invited now because I just brought it up.
But I understand. I did catch his interview last time he was on. You brought it up.
He was here a couple weeks ago.
Understand that a lot of people that he wants to be on or that reached out, or, you can't book everybody. You want to, but you can't.
But he could invite people because, he was talking about, I was at this seminar with Elon Musk and, and I, my soon-to-be wife wants this. So, I mean, you got to buckle up and just invite everybody. You can never invite enough people. I mean, what do they always say? Bring your gear anyway in wrestling. I mean, so
always
bring your gear. So he should just invite everybody. You might as well,
I mean, we're understandable if because everybody can't.
Stompers, though. You're the street stompers.
That's understandable, but we're also understandable guys. Everybody can't, get the invitation. Everybody, especially everybody can't make it.
But you guys were in a locker room with him in DBW and other places, so I would think naturally he would want to send his work colleagues the invite.
I get that.
You get that?
I get that.
But what do you think, though? So you think this is a good idea that he's doing?
Heck
yeah, very good idea.
It's the first of its kind.
I never heard this before. I never heard of this.
Fresh and it's different.
It's very different. You know what? I just, I guess I think the line I brought up as well, maybe the Hart family would have did it because it was like, what, how many Harts got married to wrestlers? But I don't think they did it there. And, Triple H, I think Vince McMahon wanted Triple H to do that with Stephanie, but Stephanie sort of said no if you apparently watched the Netflix thing. But, Chase Wakefield's up and apparently we're going to see if he makes history. But hopefully the Stompers will be there to see it.
Man, hats off to my guy, man. It's very
congratulations, brother.
It's very creative, man. Don't let nobody tell you different, man.
Oh, no. We're very happy he's doing it because he's been, using this platform to promote it. And, I'm very happy that he's getting married.
For sure. But, I mean, if we get the invitation, for sure.
Good for business. We'll be there. Well, hope to see you there then. Hope we'll see each other. But actually, when we meet, you'll be like, nah. We're telling you never.
No, I ain't gonna be like that.
Crazy, man.
Let's move on here because people are now going to leave the stream. We don't want that. DBG is excited. He should very well be excited. We want to say hello. Yes, hello. I'm missing the Stompers. Hopefully, I'll see them again soon. Well, Captain Obvious. I think I just answered your problem. But I'm going to get to this company, which I'm going to get to. I'm going to get to them in a little while. So we still have some more to talk to. Want to say hello to my very good buddy, Mr. Texas Red from Texas Promo Wrestling, the owner of Texas Promo Wrestling. And in his company is this guy, Devin Adams, who's being mentored by those Brooklyn Prodigies. And things will get screwy when I mention those Prodigies. So you just wait. I mention those Prodigies. Those Prodigies. But I won't break into a rap with the Prodigies, but I will ask you. We won't do that. But the drive is crazy, but man, if I get booked over at Focus Pro Wrestling in Massachusetts, that's 7 hours. Are you looking to get booked in Massachusetts, you guys? 7 hours? 7 hours.
We went out Massachusetts for vacation, and it was 8 hours. Yeah.
Well, what's Massachusetts like then for vacation? I haven't been there.
We was like by Martha's Vineyard kind of stuff.
Oh wow, you guys are famous then. You guys really are famous. Martha's Vineyard.
We ain't there yet. But
you're in Sportzwire now. You're there. This time we have.
We made it.
Well,
it's cool in the summertime.
My mother actually went there, and I was like, my mother went there this summer, and I was like, wait a minute, you went to Martha's Vineyard, and I was just like. You would have asked me growing up in Brooklyn if anybody. I remember like when President Clinton was president, he would go to Martha's Vineyard. I was like, for me, a kid growing up in Brooklyn, people are going to Martha's Vineyard. I'm like, nah, can't be. But it's pretty wild to surreal to think that. But okay, well, 7 hours is a long way. Months of buildup. That steel cage definitely looks stiff. Things definitely got screwy in there, to quote the product.
It got screwy. It definitely was. I think
he said it was not. He says it was not stiff though.
Not that stiff.
Okay.
When you run into it, you feel it.
Yeah, for sure.
No, we're gonna get to some more comments here. Not a lot of headspace. Yeah, it just reminded this cage was hitting the ceiling. It looked like it.
Not a lot of headspace. The way the
cage is set up.
No, the building.
Yeah, that's it.
Let's go to Mr. Thomas Taft. He's here, Mr. T3 High Power. It's like a flight pit. I knew it was you. I said hello. Hello to Thomas Taft. That crowd was loud, boys. That crowd was loud.
That crowd was lit. That crowd was lit.
Really mad, man.
And I don't think they needed cannabis or any weed to be.
No, not for that one. They
I think he was referring to like what the collective wanted to do. But there's something I've been wanting to ask the Stompers. Been pretty busy of late, but I think Tom will talk about it. I think I might have talked about it, but I'm sure there'll be more to talk about. There were 8 people in the match, Zilla. 8 people. It was 4-on-4 war game.
Yeah.
I want to say hello to my guest. I want to say hello to my guest, Kyle Shelby from Michigan tomorrow night. Kyle is here. He'd like to say hello. I was speaking with Kyle off the air, and we were very excited. Kids chanting BS was crazy. Yeah, kids chanting.
that was the greatest moment to hear.
Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I was saying the words bullshit as a kid growing up, I would have either got the belt or a rag of soap in my mouth. So these kids must have some very lenient parents, because when I was growing up, if I would have said bullshit, I went to bed and I was in bed in tears, but that's why I'm here now. But that's okay. My mother's not.
I don't know how that goes.
Anyway, I got 1,300 plus subscribers.
Right.
They ain't gonna say
they was on a sugar rush too. They got pre-candy because it was like before. No.
Oh yes, because I had you guys. That was the That was the 26th, right? The 26th.
Yep.
That was
pre-Halloween, so they was already wrapped up. So they was energized parents.
Oh yeah. Forget about it. Yeah.
So it was like, all right, bring it.
The best part of it all is the crowd being dead. Yeah, and I played that for you guys. That was fun. That was very fun. Kyle's here. That's when the psychology is doing its thing. Let them be shocked. That was good line. Good job. Let me get to some more comments. I got a bunch of people to get through. I want to thank you, Richie and Rob, for taking that chance and opportunity when no one else would. Love you guys. More elevation to come. High power.
Yeah, you already know the vibe, though, bro.
Congratulations to the Street Stompers on winning your match, and I love, like, and appreciate the Street Stompers. So there you go. Zilla has given you the official Sportswire Radio introduction. Hello to Kyle. Don't judge me. I've been very busy, and I've been wanting to hit you guys up. My fiance wanted the Stompers and the Prodigies to come. See? Told you.
He said, see, told you.
Told you. I know this guy now. He's become a regular. He's here every month, and he's in your chair in 3 weeks. He's here 8 o'clock Eastern time. So he's already he schedules his appearances now. He talks days to me in advance. He talks to me daily briefings on the wedding now. I mean, literally, it's like daily briefings. It's,
Hey, Chase, hit us up with the details.
And I'll tell you why.
Definitely be there for sure.
And listen, I'm going to invite anybody who wants. You know why? Let me tell you why. I'm going to make sure everybody gets invited. I'm going to tell you why, because my friend Rad Dad the one and only Mr. Rad Dad. Who's the man that got him in touch with Rad Dad? I think we're looking at the microphone right now. So, yeah, I'm going to invite the Stompers because things will get screwy if those Stompers get invited. We're going to certainly
thank you for the invitation.
Well, that's okay. Just don't stomp a mud hole in me. Hey, Chase, I want to come. We're going to get to that tomorrow night, 9 o'clock. My man Big Tex is here, who
What's up, Big Tex?
Poor Big Tex. You guys have won championships with Big Tex in championship matches. He's got like the same track record as like the Buffalo Bills did in the 1990s, and
don't sleep on Big Tex. Don't sleep on him.
I know
that. For the next year,
he told me off the air and during the show yesterday that you just watch. He said you just watch. Okay, I got you. I was praying for him. I did. I said it on the air.
I was gonna say, leave him alone, Tom.
No. I said it. I was praying for you. I'm big on TikTok right now. I've become big on TikTok, and one of my clips with him about me praying for him on TikTok drew like 800 views on TikTok. So I mean,
that's what's up.
Yeah. So I'm praying for him.
Okay.
I really am praying for
you. Go get your stuff, bro. Next year,
gentlemen. I'll officially say this: you have truly elevated me. Last year, more to come in the future.
Hey, you welcome, man. Thanks, man.
Appreciate
and DVG is hitting up Mr. Chase Wakely. He's hitting him up because he hasn't got the D yet. Well, you better work on it further. But speaking of things I want to work on, I got to give you guys a plug on that merchandise because we got the page up now. Let's put this up on the screen before I segue into what's to come here tomorrow because I do have to get to tomorrow. And I only got so much time with you. So let me go like this. Let's put up our new link for our merchandise because we got to get that shirt. We got it. Holiday season's coming up. So here we go. We got Street Stompers merchandise here. You name it, you want it. You got tote bags. You got shirts. I mean, look at all this stuff here. You got there. Stay ready. These guys are always ready. You want to go out there and just buy all types of Street Stompers merchandise. You got sweaters. It's getting cold here in New York finally, and you want to go and have winter. What about coffee? You want to have some hot cocoa or have a coffee while you're having your donut, watching the Stompers kick a mud hole in the collective. Do that. You want to go get just 43 different products. I mean, I don't know what thing you couldn't find here, but you can find all of it. You got pretty much literally anything there is. This is their website to do that. You see, you have a whole bunch of different things to find. You got pretty much, like I said, anything that there is possible. So go out there, buy some merchandise. Just go out there and do it because that'll be something that you don't want to get your mud hole stomped into. Okay, so you know what? We appreciate that. I do have to touch upon it because I got to get to a bunch of things here. And I know you guys have to get ready for a show tomorrow. But speaking of which, you guys do have a show tomorrow, and I got to get to it here because I want to promote it for the audience. I know the Prodigies were here, and things will get screwy if I don't promote it. But you guys have claimed your position here to be in the ring tomorrow in Gloucester, New Jersey. WWE, WWWU. Redo that again.
Hey, I was mistaken.
Business is business, as I was having fun with that. Redo that there. And we have business is business in Gloucester, New Jersey. And so what's to come here? I know that all you guys are going to be reunited tomorrow.
Yeah, we got a fatal four-way tag team match that's already been announced. It's going to be ourselves against the Brooklyn Prodigies, against Riot City, against 410 Massive. 410 Massive is a team that we've already known about, but it's going to be our first time in the ring with them. So we're looking forward to that. Also looking
what
forward.
Do they bring to the table? I mean, I know Riot City a little bit, and I most certainly know the Prodigies, but you're in there with a different team. Like, what's that going to be like tomorrow?
It's going to be different, but it's not going to be any different from any team that we haven't faced before, of any game plan that we haven't faced before. Because when we was in ATCW, it was the teams that we fought was first times, and we had to, stick to their game plan. We had to switch up a little bit because they was, big guys, but we still got the job done. When we in DBW, we gotta not too much switch up the game plan, but just keep the same strategy and really study our opponents. Everywhere we go is just know who we about to face, study them, know where their abilities and agility. Are they quick? Are they ground and pound? Are they going to try to?
Are they brawlers?
Right. Or are they going to try to just keep us away? So we have to know that before going in, and it's their job for us not to know what their game plan is. But you know what I'm saying. So our job is to be like just prepare for that.
You know the Prodigies very well, and you know Riot City a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of that.
Yes.
I mean, in terms of a team like this, do you try to maybe focus more on them, or do you focus on anybody more or less?
We try to focus in this particular match, focus on everybody because the impact could come from either way. We have to focus on this team. If we keep our eyes on them for too long, we could get snuck up, roll up, and out the match, depending on how it goes, out of nowhere. So we just got to keep our heads on a swivel and not be too fast, but just not get grabbed by either one of those teams.
You gotta stay aware.
Yeah, we just got to be quick on our feet, stay aware, and not really jump at them in this particular match because there's 3 other teams in the match gunning to win, and we're not trying to be either the team that gets the pinfall or gets eliminated, whatever how they want to do it.
Right, and obviously you guys have plenty of history with the Prodigies, and you certainly want to hold another victory over them.
I mean, it's like when we facing them, it's like it's either going to go to a draw or it's just going to go to either team. But you know, it's always a war when both of us are in the same
ring.
The same ring together.
Oh, no question about that. There isn't any question about that. And thank you, DVG, for correcting me. It is Wide Wrestling Underground. Reminds me of Wide World of Sports, the Wild World of Sports there. Way back in the day there, that was a different time and a different place. And I started this elevation thing, what am I, chopped liver? So, no, you know chopped liver there. But
you know we ain't forgot about you.
Definitely not. But, okay, so we have this match tomorrow. Obviously, it's a big one. We want to get a victory. And I understand we have one more match that you guys are going to be a part of before I get into, well, what I've been waiting to talk about here. But we have another show right after that on the 14th, right?
December 14th. We don't know who we're facing yet, but for C3W near DC, more details to come soon, but that's going to be our next show date. As of right now, anything could pop up between now and December 14th.
Sure.
But
it's always good to at least have one more show at home. It's always good to have that home cooking. You know, instead of traveling to Ohio and traveling to
you gotta go too far. Metro accessible.
And I tell you what, I said this to the Prodigies. I really hope to see you guys wrestle a show in New York City for whatever it is.
Me and Rob were just talking about that, how next year we're going to be a little bit more in Jersey, and I'm trying to get to New York, wrestle in New York in one of these good promotions out there. We're supposed to go this year, but schedules didn't really make up. Everybody, it didn't intertwine. Everybody was working or, trying to get their rest up.
I know it's hard because the circuit here in New York City, they run these shows and it's like they'll put like a WWE guy on there, and it's not really like where you guys wrestle. It tends to be like there's like almost like you could follow it, and it's almost like a circuit. Whereas like here, really like the indie companies that are here, they're not really circuit based. So I understand like you want to go also where you can wrestle a lot of the teams you're familiar with or the wrestlers. You don't really kind of get that here. So I could totally understand that. And yeah, this Joe, by the way, and we want to confirm it is Wide Wrestling Underground. And DVG also wants to remind me, they're definitely not worldwide, but they're just wide. And let me give you the poster here one more time. You could see definitely some familiar faces here. And it's going to be an action-packed show. And the bell time here is going to be 7 o'clock Eastern time. Doors open at 6. It's at 827 Jersey Avenue in Gloucester, New Jersey. And front row seats only $15. Listen, I went to Gladiator 2 last week and spent almost $30. All you have to do for front row is $15. General admission is $10. Kids under 6 are free. You better claim your seat now because things will most certainly get screwy if you do not go out there and buy a ticket because there are still a few left. So make sure you go out there and do that. So we'll take this off the screen. And then I want to put this up on the screen while we get ready for your tag team partner to come back in and kind of get to the rest of it. But I did want to show this for a few minutes and obviously show that special moment that you had winning those ATCW Tag Team Championships. So let me pull this up on the screen. I'm going to take this, go like this. It's a short match, so it's not a long match. So that means we can put it up on the screen before we get into anything else. So I'm going to go like, oops, wrong button. Oh, there we go. Now I'm going to put it right here. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to go like this. And going to go like that. The magic is share the screen. And we're going to watch this special moment you guys had. And here we go. And there we go. All right. So tell me about what we're going to see here. ATCW, you guys win those tag team championships. And really cool moment.
I think this is the match.
The Radical Stars?
Yeah, against the Radical Stars. This is
July
July.
of 24.
Oh yeah, this is when we defend our first title defense in ATCW.
And congratulations, you just got another subscriber. So
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
you're welcome. But different crowd here, obviously, different feel here from what we just saw.
Different crowd, and with the ATCW crowds, their crowds are kind of seasonal as well. Because when we debuted in February of this year, it was a highly different, energized crowd. But with this crowd, they was into it, but they was more on the Radical Star side than our side. Kind of the same style how what's it called, Ohio is when it
with
was
Bridgeport, with the collective, yep, in pro wrestling.
It's definitely the same thing what we had to go through. So it was nothing different with doing that. But it was still, the environment was still like, all right, they're not on our side. We just got to ground and pound, focus on what we're here to do, and that's win and keep our titles.
What did it mean to you guys to win the ATCW Tag Team Championships this summer?
Yeah, it was a big moment of our lives. Big moment.
Man, it meant the world, especially in that time. We won in June 15th, and the next week was my birthday, so that kind of was like a good birthday present for me in itself, but it was another moment for us.
I think we spoke. I remember we spoke around that time, and I think we were trying to get you guys on, and the scheduling didn't work. And I do remember it being a really big moment that you guys won the tag titles.
Yeah, I do remember that. We was moving around at some time because we was on tour. We had our first summer tour this year.
Oh wow!
It started kind of after the 420 festival, but it really kicked off in May. To be honest with earlier than expected, because we had the ATCW show, and then we had the debut for Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots, and then June, and in July we went to DBW. And again at Pro Wrestling Cheap Shots, because we was all over there the whole summer. I think in July we was at ATCW as well. So the whole summer we were just moving.
We were just busy.
How'd that guys make you feel having a summer as busy as it was, where you were wrestling in some new promotions, held some gold? Yeah,
it was a blessing. It definitely was. That's all we wanted for this year, just to elevate and travel more and get into these promotions, show them what we can do, because most of them have heard of us, but they haven't seen us, if you know what I mean. You could watch a video all day, but actually being there and see what we can do and then talking to us, you're like, oh yeah, these guys got potential.
Well, you guys have been around for a while too. I mean, I think that you guys have had some success. You guys have held some gold.
Yes.
You know, yeah, so you have been around. So I think that there is, like, sometimes what happens is the name sounds familiar, but you can't put like the faces to the name. But now that you guys did this tour, I think it's going to really, develop. In what kind of opponents were the Radical Stars here?
They were definitely different from the tag teams that we normally face. They're kind of, I shouldn't have said that, but they're kind of similar to steady teams that's trying to like Like you seen in the beginning how they was doing their tag moves and trying to keep us away from each other, but that didn't take long for us to take over. But for them to actually study us and stop us in our tracks from what we was about to do, had to kind of surprise us. Like, oh snap, we're not the only ones that watch other teams and be prepared for what we've either seen or heard of. You feel what I'm saying?
Let me ask you though, you're going now to these places, you're wrestling in different venues, and you may or may not know these teams. Is it more difficult to wrestle or prepare for them? Because, when you're in DBW, you know a lot of these people. You go with the Prodigies, you know them. Even Riot City is a team that a lot of people on this platform will be familiar with that come on the show. But now you're going to places like, I may not know who the Collective are. I may not know who the Radical Stars are, and so on. And so even tomorrow, you're doing WWU. I mean, so is it more difficult to wrestle these teams that you don't know and can't prepare for and such?
No, I think it makes it better because you still have to know what you're getting into, and I think once you get into that mindset, okay, new team, new ways, and then we have to change. For us to change our way or be like, all right, it's a new team. It gives us more an advantage in a way where they don't know us and we don't know them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we both are alerted of what we can do or what we're.
Okay. I hadn't thought of it that way. That's a good analogy. Because I'm thinking about, okay, just on your guys' end, but no, actually, they haven't faced you either. So they, they have to go out there and do the same work. And you're hearing a big crowd. We are here with the Street Stompers, Rob, Blade, and Richie Blanco. They're going to be in action tomorrow in a 4-way match alongside the Brooklyn Prodigies. Also, Riot City is a part of that. That'll be in Glock Cluster, New Jersey. Doors open 6, bell times 10 o'clock, front row $15 only, general admission is $10. The guys are going to be in action for their hometown.
I'm sorry to cut you off. It's actually free to the community now. Actually.
Okay, because the poster had it was $10 general admission. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually free. Free.
I mean, so it's even even better. So I don't know why people would not show up to this event.
Oh yeah.
You almost have to show up.
In action, come tomorrow night. It's free.
I wish I lived a little closer to Glock Cluster. Unfortunately, I don't really live close to Glock Cluster. I wish I did, because that sounds really fun. That sounds like an even better time. But I'm going to be on Sportswire at 9, so I don't know if I'd make it in time. But the point is the guys will be in action. Check them out. They're also going to be in action on December the 14th. And we are here with them. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. We're hanging out with them for about 25 or 30 minutes. We want to be respectful of the guys' time. The guys are going to be in action tomorrow night. Again, doors open at 6. Bell time is 7 o'clock. So try to get there early. So definitely get there early. It's going to be a big crowd tomorrow. Free. It's going to certainly be something that you're not going to want to miss. And we are looking forward to that. Undoubtedly. So, okay, great stuff ahead. And I got to ask you then really quickly before I transition into DBW and give you something before we sign off. But that 420 festival, Taft raved about it. And for you guys, what was it like?
That was go ahead, bro.
It was a different environment for us. And we bonded with people, we networked with people, and overall it was fun.
We also gotta remember, bro, that was our I think third year. Our third year there, and every year is different. They change because they move stuff, they switch things up, they bring different things every year. They probably bring the same I want to say atmosphere and maybe vendors, but even the vendors switch it up. You probably still remember them, but everything is different. Different things to do, different things to see. You got different concert people coming. The one year they had Wiz Khalifa and Juicy J. I think last year they had the Wu-Tang Clan. They had
the Wu-Tang Clan is from Staten Island.
So they switch it up.
I know who the Wu-Tang Clan is very well. I know who they are.
Wu-Tang.
I know. Well, it's funny. My friend actually used to live right across the street from the South Beach Projects, which was where Redman lived for a little while. So he lives like right down the block from there. So yeah, but yeah, I know the Wu-Tang Clan. I don't know them personally, but my friend kind of did. But you know, I'm from Brooklyn, so I didn't really grow up with them. But go ahead, you were saying, so that's really cool. You were with like different music groups and stuff like that. So did you get a chance to mingle with all these people? Like, what was that like?
Not all of them, but we had to. When I had to, we just ran into some people. It was like, because some people had different outfits. Like they had like, you know, one of them glow stick things. It wasn't even dark yet, but you know, they got the necklace on. They got some of them paint their face. So we were, oh, I like your hair. I like your style. Oh, thank you. Where you from? I'm from such and such. So, and that's how things started. Because we walked around in our attire most of the day too. Because we was there all day. We had to get there early. We got there like 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah, Thomas was talking about that when
but it went by fast though. We went by fast. So we had the idea just to walk around in our attire so people would know, yeah, we got wrestling over here this year. And we had people ask us, oh, where the wrestling gonna be at? Oh, it's gonna be over there. It started at 1 o'clock. All right, I'm gonna be over there. People bringing us free food, and they was giving us like, you know, free, et cetera, and then, you know what I'm saying, like gifts, donations.
Well, you know, look, it's sell merchandise or, you know, extract a donation. It's not easy. You guys travel a long way, and it's a journey. It's a hot skip in a minute. So safe to say, you guys would love to do this again next year.
Oh yeah, 100%. Sure. Next year is actually tricky because WrestleMania moved to April 20th, and 420 Festival always happens on April 20th. So our decision has already been made. We're either going to go to the 420 Festival instead of.
I would go to the 420 Festival because I think you'd probably know more people there, and you know, what are you going to do at WrestleMania?
It always draws the crowd anyway, so it's not like it's not going to be a lot of people there.
I have to make you laugh, but did they play Afro Man, I Got High?
I don't know, did they?
No, I don't think so.
Not this one.
They didn't do that?
Nah.
You probably like, why would you bring? But that was like the song, like you get high. I got high and I got high. It was like, that was that song. I mean, look, I don't smoke and I know this song. I remember like kids would like go and like ask that song. I'm like, yeah, all right. I just had to ask you about like, you know, I got high, but maybe they'll play it next year. But that sounds fun. Listen, it's like I said, I agree with the networking. I mean,
it would make sense.
It would make a lot of sense, but that's the world we live in. But okay, Taft talked a lot about it. We'll definitely talk about it next year. I do want to give you guys something, but before I do, since we'll kind of change into what we'll segue into. The one and only more DBW coverage is ahead here coming up this Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. A guy you know very well from the group Ego, Mr. Austin James. AJ is here. He's here Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. He hasn't been here in months, and he's got a lot to say. He was in GTS for a little while. I've seen him in EBW. I'm going to talk. My friend Rad Dad loves AJ. Oh, he says, you know, give him my regard. So everybody loves him. We're going to talk a lot about that. But that's a great segue into you guys in DBW. Now, I know the Prodigies are going to be back in DBW, but what's the future of the Street Stompers in DBW?
We're coming back.
Wait. Time out. You guys are coming back?
Yeah, we'll be back.
We're coming back. We got some
unfinished business.
That's the word. We got some unfinished business. Tomorrow we're gonna be business on business. Business is business as usual. But you know, next year's we're gonna have some unfinished business. So yeah, we discussed it as a team, and it feels like it's a good time to do so. Good time to go home real quick and reclaim what we never lost for real.
And that's the DBW Tag Team Championships.
You guys were very impressive as the DBW Tag Team Champions, and the DBW tag team scene is always one of the more superior scenes out there for any company, and there's no question that there's a long list of teams, but some teams have come, some teams have gone, and that kind of may give you that opportunity to come in there and reclaim what you never lost.
Yeah, sure. At first we before we left, we got humble respectfully, you know, so kind of changed our ways a little bit, but we're still the same team. Still, you know, we're not that much angry anymore, but we're still competitive. We still want to be on top of that division. You know,
once were.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the teams that you were there, the Heretics and Ego have changed drastically, and there's just a lot of change there. Kid Mike and Van Hansen are there, and obviously we saw with Chaos Conspiracy, they've certainly gone and changed a lot of change there in the tag team division. But you guys have been a constant, and that could certainly bode well for you guys to come back there.
Most definitely, and it's going to be interesting to be involved with every changed tag team.
Because they've all changed. Chaos changed. Egos changed.
They all coming.
The Heretics, I mean, they don't even exist anymore. I mean, a lot of these teams, okay, let's see what the future is with Kid Mike and Van Hansen, but all these teams have just, they're not what it was when you were there. So that, and the Prodigies are coming back. So we'll see what happens there. But I mean, that does give you, I think, a tremendous advantage because the tag team division there from when you were there to what it is now, it's day and night.
Respectfully, I get what you're saying, but they have, have that division when they ground and pounded with it. They did what they could with it. They did what they needed to do with it. They kept it on the board. They kept it kind of smooth to make sense for their fan base. I get what you're saying. When we was there was, certain teams that we had to, look out for, or we was the hunted.
You were the champions. Of course, you were the hunted. You guys held the titles there.
Coming back. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Where there's a difference, but I think the difference is good in a sense where the division could grow to even more than what it is right now.
Well, I think the product has improved in the sense that it's a visually different product from last year. For an example, the ring, you're talking about a professional ring now. You're talking about the graphics and the video packaging was totally different from when even you were last year. So you're talking about a much drastically improved product from when you guys were there, last year and into, earlier this year. So I think that's good for the consumer. That's good for everybody also. And I think that 100%. Raises everybody's games.
Yeah. And everybody, for what I've seen, because we kept up a little bit, everybody has stepped up. I'm talking about.
It's a drastically different DBW.
And that's
the failure to our Brandon Castelli finally beat Mr. Judgment.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Brandon was here last month, and we've obviously seen what's happened with Silas Walker now, and I mean just a whole list of changes there. DBW is just gone, and you see a lot of new changes in DBW for who's the belt holders, and I think that certainly could bode well for you guys to come out and claim some more gold, especially in a company that you dominated already. And again, AJ is going to be here Tuesday, and your old buddy Ace Christian's going to be here at the end of the year. So I'm going to talk to him a lot about that. So Ace, the guy also making his mark. Yep, Ace Christian. I spoke with Ace yesterday, actually. We were talking about him coming back. He'll be here at the end of the month. And so it's a lot of changes in DBW, a lot of drastic changes.
If they welcome us back with open arms, we definitely will be there to unfinished business.
Well, they better welcome you with the open arms. I'll mention it on Tuesday. You know me. I'll mention it on Tuesday's show. You know me. I will definitely mention that. But let me get to some comments. Before we do that, though, I need people to hit the sub button for the Stompers. The Stompers.
Come on, hit that sub button, ain't high. You know what I'm saying?
All you got to do right here. I see them at 348. I need them to get to 350 by 10. So I got Zilla here. I got some other people. Go out there and just hit the sub button for them. Let's get them to 350 before I present to them something. So I'm going to present to you guys something in a minute. But let's go to, May to August was crazy. Chase.
May to August was.
I'll bring the goods. NWO music plays while I'll dance with the Benjamin. Okay, you messed with Matsuda. Okay, good. Street Stompers come out to Detroit. We'll party inside and out the ring. LOL. Big up because he liked the 420 idea.
Where the party at?
He liked 420. He liked 420. I got to ask you one more question before I present to you guys a certificate. I have to formally mention those Brooklyn Prodigies, and I have to now I'll let you claim your position on some of the things that they said about you guys, because things would definitely get screwy if I didn't mention it. But they had a lot to say when they were here on Sportswire last, and what do you want to say about those guys, especially now that you're going to see them in the ring tomorrow? Anything else that I left out, or anything you want to say about the boys?
They hit last time. Well, I saw the video. They hit everything on a note, lovingly and respectfully. We got nothing for love for those guys.
Yes,
we got tremendous love for them.
They're like my big brothers. I'm the youngest one in the group out of everybody. They're my big brothers. I love them to death, but we also are very competitive.
Yeah,
very competitive. We'll go to war with each other to prove to each other who's the best tag team.
You remember you put on the Prodigy shirt one day in the match?
Yeah.
Tossed you across the ring with that shirt on?
Yeah, because they left the shirt in the ring and they thought it was sweet. Like, nah, I'm gonna put their shirt on. I don't think they posted. I think they did posted that match, but I don't think we see that one yet.
Wow. Things will get screwy. You'll remind them when things get screwy about it.
Shout out the Prodigies.
Oh, yeah.
And you guys got to get your own theme song. When are we going to get a Street Stompers song like the Prodigies have? You have ask.
Nah, it ain't going to be like that, but it's going to be more a little trappy, more hip-hop. Yeah. But you can't go wrong with their thing. I ain't even going to.
Oh, it's just.
I'm not going to hate.
Right now.
Oh.
I'm not going to hate the Brooklyn Party. Hey, I'm waiting for the music video, though. I'm waiting for the Brooklyn Party music video.
Well, they got to show the highlights of you beating them up. That's what they got to do in the video. Yeah. They got to show the highlights. Hey, Behemoth hears this sound. He's going to blow his lid. He's going to be like, what? What? Well, that would have been really, really clever. Oh, maybe they'll do that. I don't know, but things will definitely get with that.
Those are guys, though. Much love.
We love them. No, we love the Prodigies, and they have a lot of mutual friends. Obviously, I mentioned Devin Adams. I mentioned Jimmy Controversy loves the Prodigies. You guys got to get booked in like Pro Wrestling Venom. You guys got to get booked in those places too, because if the Prodigies can get booked there, you got to get in UWF and the Pro Wrestling Venom and GTS and all these places that the Prodigies have been booked. So, maybe, you can ask Behemoth. I'm going to remind him about this. I'm going to remind him about this. We're going to make sure that, that they do that. But big ups to them. But, I think it's time before I get to closing thoughts that I finally present to you guys something, because I've been teasing it all night. And I want to thank you guys. It's been a lot to have you here. I know you guys have done so much over the past year, and it's special because you were here literally 1 year ago. And that's why I wanted to make this day even more special, because on November 29th, 2024, on all Sportswire radio platforms, it is now Street Stompers Day. That's right. The Street Stompers Day. Things will get screwy if I don't give you guys something, but it is Street Stompers Day. I'm going to give you guys this when we're off the air. But this includes right now when we're watching this on YouTube, sportswireradio.org, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, TikTok, Twitch, you name a platform that we're on. It is Street Stompers Day. Gentlemen, congratulations. And the next time you come here, we put you in the Hall of Fame. Next time you're in the Hall of Fame. You gotta get here. You gotta get here a lot. And I tell you what I want to do. I'm gonna up the antes. This is what I want to do. I'm gonna really up the ante here. So I want you here at a lot less shorter time than a year. What I want to do is I want to induct you guys as a group collectively into the Hall of Fame. Not just yourself, not just Rob, but also DVG and Mr. T3 himself. So all four of you guys go in the Hall of Fame as a group. So how does that sound? We can make that happen in a couple months, right?
We can make that happen. It's up to the other two teammates.
Oh, Thomas taps in the chat. I know he's gonna say yes.
Hey, everybody has to agree, but me and Rob, we with it.
we want to make sure of that because it's your guys' day, and we definitely say that yes, it's 2 days. Thomas Taft is now calling himself instead of T3, T2 days. T2 days, get it T3, T2 days. Not trying a career in stand-up comedy, but yes, everybody
Bless
gets
him. Bless his heart. Bless his heart.
Well, hopefully you Steelers get a win this weekend. Let's just put it that way.
We're going to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, hopefully you don't play like you did last weekend against the Browns, but we'll leave that at that. But it's your day. I will give this to you. Before I get to closing thoughts, is there anything else you guys want to share? Anything else that we missed that you guys want to touch upon before we get to closing thoughts here tonight?
Did we miss?
Anything else you brought? Anything you want to say? Anything to the fans? We're showing up tomorrow. Anything else you want to say? Or we feel pretty good right now.
I feel pretty good right now.
You should feel good. It's your day. I mean, you got a certificate with my John Hancock, the logo, everything else, So, things will get screwy if we don't end it on a high. But then you might get high afterwards. Who knows? But it's okay. You can do that. It's legal. It's legal now in most places. But let's now get to closing thoughts so you guys can do, because you have a big day tomorrow. And obviously, we want to thank everybody here for tuning in. So I want to pass the baton to you guys. I'm going to put Instagram up so we can get to everybody, give a chance to follow you guys, stay involved in the journey. And I'm going to now do that right now. So let me sync it right up. And here we go. So anything you guys want to plug, share, or say, the floor is yours.
Yeah. So, actually, in a couple months, we are going to be dropping the Street Stompers press conference that we're going to air live twice out the month. Yeah, twice out the month.
Now, can we find that on the Street Stompers YouTube page? Is that where we can find that?
Definitely.
After the recording, yes, but we were going to do it live on either Facebook or Instagram.
I think Facebook and Instagram will be good because a lot of people like that stuff. I know people see me here, but I see a lot of wrestlers do Instagram and Facebook lives, and that'll be a good way to connect with people. And I think the press conferences are a really, unique idea to do press conferences. A lot of people
give the fans or the press media to ask questions live or send in questions beforehand, because we will promote.
So that means you don't have to come on Sportzwire. You could just have the fans do the press conference.
This is it.
No, it's okay. I mean, listen, there are people that would definitely love for me to get out of this business, but certainly it's a joke. I'm joking, but I mean, we'll see about that.
I gotta get these jokes, man.
We're trying, but no, I think it's a great idea, and it's just another way to connect with people, and I think that's it's important to stay in touch with the fans, and it gives people a chance to follow you guys. I think that it's a great idea, and anything we can do to help, let me know.
I appreciate that.
Cool.
That's all I got for now at the moment.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, you know what? We definitely want to make sure everybody follows you guys. First of all, I'm going to put a couple links up here. We'll sign off with that. So this is number one. This is the guy's Instagram page. Check it out. Make sure you give him a follow. Next, I'm going to put up the merchandise page because it is holiday season. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Three Kings Day, Festivus. What other holidays are out there? Was it Ramadan? I don't know. Whatever other holidays. New Year's. Go and just whatever.
Go cop the merch, man. Go cop that new merch. Also,
thank you. Yes.
Yeah, also, you're going to see some. I think we're going to debut a new shirt soon that's not going to be on this particular website, but it's going to be on our teammates shop, and that's going to be on DBG shop. So we're going to debut that shirt very soon. But he already kind of showed you last time when he was here.
Yes, I did show that. Yes.
Yeah.
I was plugging that. I did plug his page. Yes, I did.
Yeah. So we want that shirt. Go over there and go holler at DBG with these right here.
And it's important to buy merchandise because that actually does help the wrestlers. It really helps the wrestlers. I try to buy as much as I can. I will also plug the YouTube page because that's also important because the guys are doing well on YouTube. They actually have some subscribers. So let's get them to more subscribers. So let's 348. I want to get them to 350. Maybe it's at 350. This doesn't update until we're off the air. So hopefully we
got more content dropping soon. It's in the works.
You'll get there. You guys are busy. You guys, listen. You guys are traveling wrestlers, and you got DVG to put up with in a 5-hour car ride. So I understand. You gotta deal with his long intros. You gotta deal with his voiceover work. You gotta deal with him talking about Family Guy or something else, or him doing a
that stuff is funny.
It is funny.
He picked his moments.
Very funny. I will attest that he is a far better announcer than me. He is a far better person at ring introductions. He wrestles. He truly
Everybody
is a
brings their own swag, T. Everybody brings their own
swag.
Well,
he is a jack of all trades and a master of all of them, and that's why we love him dearly. And I can't wait to have you guys on collectively as a group. Congratulations to the Street Stompers. Happy Street Stompers Day. Kyle loved it. Great stuff. Do me a favor, Yazilla, you Kyle, anybody else that's watching this later on or during it, hit the sub button. It is the Stompers Inc. for life. The Stompers Inc. for life. You can watch the guys on their journey, see them in different places. They'll be coming up in their action tomorrow. Business is business. WWU. Doors open 6. Bell is 7 o'clock. First match time. You can also check them out December 14th in their hometown. They'll also be back in DBW. Stay tuned for details. That'll probably air in 2025. So great stuff there. Gentlemen, I can't wait to do this again. It will not be a year wait because we've already mentioned it's going to be history the next time you're here. It's already history because it's Street Stompers Day. So happy Thanksgiving or whatever is left of the Thanksgiving Day weekend. Give the Prodigies my regards and certainly claim your position to win again. And I'm sure things will get screwy one of these days when you see them in the ring, and probably it'll be tomorrow. But thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations, and definitely can't wait to do this again in 25. And also have a happy holidays. God bless, and thank you for all you do for our sport. You guys really do a great job in representing this sport and being a part of All Wrestling Matters. And I can't thank you guys enough.
Appreciate you, Tom. Thank you for having us. Can't wait to be back.
You got it. Anytime. That was the Street Stompers, Richie Blanco and Rob Blade. The guys will be in action tomorrow. WWU. You'll also see them coming up on CW3 December 14th. They're going to be there in their hometown in DC. They're also going to be back in DBW. Stay tuned for more details on that. You'll catch them in some other places as well. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. If you're on Sportswire Radio, I'm here tomorrow with that guy in the chat, Kyle Shelby, 9 o'clock Eastern time. And if you're on Sportswire Radio, hit the sub button for us at Sportswire Radio 6579. Enjoy the rest of your night and good morning. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio. Yes, go along with it because if you don't, the Stompers will certainly stomp a hole on you guys. And thank you so much. Have a great night and enjoy